So, Norman, how important do you think this Concordat is in really driving transformation in crisis services across London?
Well, I guess the main reason, Lynn, why I think it's so important is because of the scale of the problem that we face in London. I think the evidence is clear to me that people are routinely failed by the system across London. And we're talking here about some of the most vulnerable people in the most vulnerable circumstances. And it has a disproportionate negative impact on black communities across London, which is not an acceptable situation. So we find people waiting far too long in A&E departments, for example, where someone has arrived in a crisis where it's been decided that they need admission to a bed, but there are no beds available, so they get stuck there for hours on end, and quite often for days on end. And this is really intolerable. We cannot, in this day and age, tolerate people being stuck for long periods of time in A&E departments, which, as you know, are often like war zones. You know, this is a very stressful environment that people get stuck in. Not therapeutic in the slightest. And then, beyond that, there are people waiting in community settings who are sort of falling into crisis, but the whole system is stressed. So no one is meeting their needs early enough. And so we allow people to reach crisis point in a way that is completely unhelpful, particularly to the individual, but then puts enormous strain on the whole system. So everyone loses out. A&E departments are under impossible pressure. The police are dealing with people in mental health crisis, which is wholly inappropriate. We end up criminalizing people who face mental health crisis. So I hope you're getting a sense of a system that is just failing people miserably and using up an enormous amount of public resource in a very ineffective way. And so, I felt that it was important to bring people together, all of the different agencies, the different stakeholders, critically including people with lived experience, to try and set some clear principles about how the system needs to change and the importance of change, so that we can then implement actions that will have a direct impact on people's lives across London and make the system work more effectively.